Spending 18 years in the military, that's all you know. And then all of a sudden, your career's over.
I was already seeking help on my way out the Navy. I already had doctors and everything. I still wasn't complete. I didn't know, which route to take.
It's a lot harder than you'd think it would be. It was a lot of depression, anxiety came along with that.
The things I've seen and the things I did while I was in made it kind of difficult.
Down. My name is Randy Dexter, and I'm the campus director for the K9s For Warriors Gold Family Campus. After coming home from my last deployment in Iraq, I self-medicated with alcohol, and so I asked the Army for help in 2009, and the Army made sure that I got that help. It wasn't easy. I tell people that being a patient with PTSD is much harder than living a life in combat, because you're forced to deal with the demons that you've been avoiding for so long. It was there in the hospital, those 14 months, that I learned about service dogs as an option to help. And in August 2014, I flew from San Diego all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, and that's where I started meeting Captain and going down the journey that we've had the last 4 years. We've been hard charging ever since. This program really works. Before Captain came in my life, even though I have a beautiful family and kids, I constantly wanted to kill myself.
I served the United States Army for 20 years as a combat engineer, which was basically dealing with explosives, demolitions, and things of that nature. What we've seen is not anything you will ever see as a civilian. It's a lot to carry around with you, especially 20 years of it. It never goes away. I retired in 2009 on the heels of 3 suicide attempts, which pretty much happened when I was on terminal leave. And that's when I started dealing with the VA and talking to counseling and actually found K9s For Warriors. Before I even had my dog, I knew I had to be a part of it because it was being done completely different, and nobody was doing that. So for a year and a half while I was on the waiting list, after being accepted, I just kind of poured myself into hobbies and different things and waited for my chance to live again.
In order to know how a dog can help someone with PTSD, you really have to know what PTSD is.
That's the reason I came to K9 is to help me deal with my day to day, how to be a good husband and how to be a good dad. Talk to my wife and the kids about it, and Dad's finally gonna get some help that he needs. You come to this house and there's 4 of us in the house, 4 dogs, and you gain that camaraderie again that you used to have in the military. We all need help. It's hidden wounds that we have. I feel down and stuff, and this guy will sit up and know that day and come up and put his head on your lap and take me away from what I'm thinking about.
It was just too unreal to believe that I got accepted into a program. I received Josie as my companion. She was very hyper. She was very active, which is what I asked for, and they did a great job matching me up with her. First, I was a little bit nervous. I was very anxious because she was so active and so hyper, and that's where I was before my past. Having her as a companion is definitely, we're heading in the right direction. She feeds off my energy of how I'm feeling. If I'm, having nightmares in the middle of the night, she'll wake up, she'll come to the bed and put her paws on the bed, letting me know that she's there for me, and she's great, My appreciation for this it's beyond thankful. Words can't explain how much they've impacted my life already.
Friends and family were like, "Hey man, something's not right. You're having these nightmares. You're having thoughts of suicide. You need to get help." I knew I really needed something more, but I couldn't figure out what. One of my friends had heard about K9s For Warriors, and he said, "Hey man, I think a dog would help you a lot." So I put in my application and was thankfully accepted. Mikey, my dog, he reads my moods. He can tell when I'm getting amped up or when I'm getting kind of nervous or anything before I even notice it. And he's up in my lap. He's licking my face. He's ready to try and distract me and calm me down. Seeing him for the first time and it kind of hits you, sinks in that it's real. I'm getting someone that's there to help me, that doesn't care about anything. He's not going to judge me. He's not going to care what I do or what. He's just there because he loves me and I love him, and it's awesome.
I have PTSD. We were treated, they talked to us, everything was fine. I was able to black it out for a few years. And it took to the death of my brother to bring a lot of this stuff back. I couldn't handle it. And if it wasn't for K9s For Warriors, give me the opportunity to get this dog. Thank you. I'm glad I'm here. That's all I can say. Thank you, K9s For Warriors.
I pinch myself every day when I wake up and I walk out of the house and I see this beautiful place. K9s For Warriors was founded in 2011 by an amazing woman named Sherry Duvall and her son Brett Simon. And together they started in a small house, and it's grown into the largest service dog provider in the country for veterans.
My name is Andrew Kitchens, and I oversee the dog program from point of intake into our program through the training process and being paired with the warrior. I make sure that the dog is progressing as it needs to. We pull dogs from shelters and rescue groups, and we're able to train them as service dogs for veterans suffering from disabilities, and we're able to save 2 lives with our work here. What the program really heavily relies on is the connection that the warrior and the dog feel once they meet each other. It's that instant connection of dog meeting person, person meeting dog. There's lots of emotions involved.
It takes a couple of days, and to watch them go from the day they get here on a Sunday to getting their dog and getting on that bus the first day, learning some commands, just the basic ones on the first day. You see them slowly start to open up as they go through the program.
The day that the warrior receives their service dog, that afternoon they jump right into training. It's something that the dog can rely on and help build the relationship with the warrior. It's just strictly obedience. It's something that the dog is very familiar with. We've taught the warrior how to communicate with the dog.
That first week is, from what I've seen, is usually the hardest because guys will tend to doubt why they're here, why they're doing it, especially because they don't have all the ability to control the dog yet, so they doubt themselves. The one thing I always try to do is just give them that confidence back with their dogs.
Once we know that that connection has been made, it's one of the stronger ones that we've ever seen.
Having Captain by my side every day is essential to me, being able to do the things that I want to do. So it's up to me to make sure that I protect his health and everything that comes along with that. You know, disease prevention, making sure that he has all the health care that he needs, and it's vital. Captain is so important into taking care of me that I have to make sure his health is one of my highest priorities.
There's a lot more that goes into it than just having a dog and putting it with a person. We're constantly thinking about the health and well-being of each individual dog and how best to make the dog progress through training. And diet is definitely a key factor in this. We started working with Merrick in 2015, and we've seen so much improvement in their overall personality, their training, their learning, picking up on the training techniques and the behaviors that we're trying to teach them. And Merrick definitely contributes to this.
They have to feed their dog in the morning and the evening, and then all the treats we use also from Merrick are what they're treating their dogs with when they train. We stress proper health, food, and diet with the dogs because a lot of guys will go home and for whatever reason they want to pinch pennies or save money, and they'll go out and they'll buy just a bag of regular dog food from a grocery store. And we'll get a call a year later and their dogs are overweight or something. So we automatically put them right back on Merrick.
So when dogs come into our program and we're able to put them on a nice, stable, good quality ingredient, Merrick-based diet, we see an overall improvement in their general health and well-being. Their personality comes out, and we're able to take those changes and expand on it to create or teach the dog the behaviors it needs to become a service dog for K9s For Warriors.
We also do medical classes, how to properly look out for signs and symptoms if your dog's not feeling well, to help your dog have a nice, long, healthy life.
I am a research entomologist, and I've been dealing in the industry, developing products, putting them on the market for the past 40+ years. There really isn't anywhere in the United States where you are completely safe from fleas or ticks. They can be active. You can acquire a flea or a tick on yourself, on your pets, at any time. And that's why preventative care is so critical, because the last thing you want to do is allow a flea or a tick to get started. First things first, let's make sure the overall health of the animal is fine. Take that canine to the vet. Let's make sure that there's an overall examination so that the dog is good and healthy. Next, if they are going to be bringing their canine into an area where there is the potential, which is just about anywhere they could pick up fleas or ticks, make sure they're using a preventative product. Hearts Pro topical drops, Hearts Pro collars will provide that level of protection that they need to keep them safe from parasites. So there's control, immediate control, but most important is preventative, and that's what Hearts recommends. Use preventative control. They don't have to worry about a potential infestation. An infestation that can be on the pet, an infestation that could come into the home. The Hearts Pro collar works to provide preventative protection for a pet by releasing slowly over time the active ingredient that's going to provide that protection, which has an opportunity to move across the fur of the animal. That provides protection. If a flea or a tick gets onto the pet, that protective barrier will provide control. Hearts Pro topical drops provides the protective barrier for any flea or tick that may be coming onto the pet, and that provides that barrier for a full month. What separates Hearts is the quality of the products, which are effective, pet-friendly, and affordable. The years of research that we've put into developing new formulas there at Hearts, and is continuing to take place at Hearts, has paved the way for existing products to work better, new products to come out onto the market to provide the protection that's necessary for our pet owner consumers.
Our service canines are here to protect us, so in return, it's our duty to make sure they live a life that is healthy and disease-free. It doesn't matter what you've been through to get PTSD, whether it be combat, being sexually assaulted, being part of a horrible car accident, the symptoms are all the same. Isolation, avoidance, hypervigilance, and re-experiencing. Now, my side effects are slobbery kisses, some fur, and some unwanted attention at times. That's it. Those are things that I am happy to live with. You know, Captain and I have spent nearly every second of every day together the last 4 years. We know each other pretty well, to say the least. And I couldn't think of a better person to spend my life with. He's got my back.
The guys don't know how it's going to work, and the dogs don't know how it's going to work, but in 21 days, I see it happen every month, and it works. K9s For Warriors has gone above and beyond what I ever expected them to do. Here we are almost 4 years later. We've got a house, we've got a life is what we have, and they still support me to this day.
Talking to my wife on the phone, she's like, I can see that immediate change. It's a great staff, from house mom who takes care of us every single day to our trainer. Now going forward, having him when we graduate next week, it's gonna be probably the best thing that ever happened to me besides being married and having a family. I'll have a battle buddy by my side where if I'm having those tough times, I get him to help me out through those days.
I'm finishing up my last semester in school, and I think I'm finally going to be able to actually be around campus instead of what I've been doing, which is just my headphones go in as soon as I get out of my car, straight to class, don't talk to anybody. After class, straight back to my car. But I think he's going to change that. He's going to make it to where I can be more open, be more sociable, hopefully. Kind of bring me out of my shell a little bit that I've put myself into since I got out. K9s For Warriors, it's already changed my life for the better, and I'm just looking forward to being involved with the program even after I graduate.
It's just a great feeling to be here with other brothers. We're all family here. We've all been going through our differences, but at the same time, we're here for each other.
I got 4 other brothers. Never met them. It was instant brotherhood when we walked in this door. He's protecting me right now. We're a bond. I know that when we leave here, he's got my back. I want to get out there. Hopefully he can help me with that again. And I feel pretty positive. Love this guy. That's my ace in the hole.
I can never thank K9s For Warriors enough. Never. I remember getting captain for the first time. One of the best days of my life.